Good morning, students. We are discussing force systems from solid mechanics. Okay. In previous videos, the topic is the present topic is determination of resultant for two concurrent forces when two concurrent forces acts in different directions, and you can find this resultant by two methods. One is graphically and second one is analytically. And by analytically method, also there are two methods there. Though those are parallelogram law, and second one is by resolution method. Okay, by parallelogram law method, the mathematical formula for resultant R equal to under root p square plus q square plus 2pq cos alpha, where p is and q are the two concurrent forces and alpha is the angle between the forces. And resultant force from resolution method R equal to under root sigma h square plus sigma y square, where sigma h is the algebraic sum of the all horizontal components of force system, and sigma v is the algebraic sum of the vertical components of all four forces of the force system. So we already done some problems, and in this session also we'll do some problems from under parallelogram law. Okay, the question is, the resultant of two forces acting at an angle of 60 degrees is root 49. If they act at right angle, the resultant would be under root 34. Find the magnitude of the forces. Okay, it's important problem for essay question. So the question is, resultant value of the two forces they act at 60 degrees is root 49, and same if they act at right angle means 90 degrees, the resultant value will get under root 34. Find the magnitude of the forces. That is, here you have to find the components of the force systems. So for that, let us assume let P and Q be the two concurrent forces act at an angle of alpha. That is, alpha is the angle between them. Here, in two cases, you have to find the resultant value. So first case is when alpha, that is the angle between the two forces, is 60 degrees. What about the resultant value? If let us assume capital R is a resultant, so alpha, if when alpha equal to 60 degrees, then resultant R is equal to root 49. Okay, so this is the given value. If so, and according to parallelogram law, the general formula for finding resultant value R equal to under root p square plus q square plus 2pq cos alpha. So that is the general formula. If you can square on both sides, you will get R square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos alpha. So substitute the values in equation 1. So we will get what about R? R value is under root 49. So R square means we will get 49 equal to P square plus Q square plus 2 into PQ cos 60. So what about cos 60 value? It's a half. So we will get 2 gets cancelled. We will get PQ only, third factor. So 49 equal to, finally we'll get 49 equal to p square plus q square plus pq. So give some this equation number as 1. Assume this is equation number 1. So on second case, when the same forces P and Q act at right angle, that is the angle between the forces alpha equal to 90 degrees, then resultant value equal to under root 34. So when alpha is equal to 90, resultant R is equal to root 34. So same, substitute these values in resultant formula, general formula, that is R equal to under root P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. So here also you have to square on both sides. So we'll get R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha, and substitute the values. R value equal to root 34. So R square equal, we will get 34 equal to P square plus Q square plus 2 into P into Q into cos 90. And the cos 90 value is 0. So this total factor 2 into PQ into cos 90, that is cos 90 0 into 0 means we will get total, this third factor will becomes 0. So finally the rest of the equation is 34 is equal to P square plus Q square. So give some say a number, this is assume as equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2, here R is same, no? So LHS both are same, so equal the RHS of equation 1 is equal to RHS of equation 2. So here from equation 2, P square plus Q square equal to 34. Substitute this in equation 1. We will get 49 equal to 34 plus PQ. And so 49 equal to 34 plus PQ. And 49 PQ equal to 49 minus 34. So we will get PQ equal to 15. So that product of forces P into Q is equal to 15. And when PQ is equal to 15, just multiply this equation by 2 on both sides. We will get 2 into PQ equal to 30. Okay. So give this is equation number, some number, give that is as 3. So and from algebraic formulas, that is a plus b whole square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So here also you use p, right? Take p plus q whole square equal to, so what is the formula for p plus q whole square from algebraic equation? That is, we'll get p square plus q square plus 2pq. So here we will get p square plus q square. What about the value of p square plus q square? It's a 34. So substitute the value of p square plus q square plus pq in above equation. Okay. So when we can substitute the values, finally we'll get p plus q equal to p, that is p plus q whole square is equal to 34. That is p square plus q square equal to 34 plus 2pq. 2pq equal to 30. No? So 34 plus 30. So which must be equal to 64. So p plus q whole square is equal to 64. So what about, we have to square root on both sides. So when we get square root on both sides, we will get p plus q is equal to under root 64. Finally, we will get p plus q is equal to 8. So give this is equation number 4. Similarly, take p minus q whole square. So write the formula for p minus q whole square. So p minus q whole square is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq. So here also substitute this p values from equation 2 and 3. So what about p square plus q square is equal to 34 and 2pq is equal to 30. So 34 minus 30. So here we will get p minus q whole square is equal to 4. So square root on both sides. After square rooting on both sides, we will get p minus q is equal to under root 4. That means p is equal to 2. So fourth equation will get P plus Q equal to 8, and fifth equation P minus Q is equal to 2. And we have to solve this 4 and 5. When we can solve equation 4 and 5, we will get P value as 5 and Q value as 3. So here P and Q is the individual forces. Therefore, the individual forces P equal to 5 Newton and Q is equal to 3 newtons. So it's an important question. So you can practice this problem. So next problem. The resultant of system of two forces F1 and F2 is 10 newtons. Here two forces are F1 and F2. Its resultant equal to 10 newtons, making an angle of 30 degrees with F1. Okay. Next, F2 is 7 Newton. If F1 be increased by 4 Newton, F1 be increased by 4 Newton, while F2 remains unchanged. Determine the resultant of the new system. See here. So let us, two forces are F1 and F2, and the angle between F1 and F2 is assume it's a alpha. So here in figure, draw F1 along horizontal and F2, it makes some angle alpha with F1, that is F2. So F2 value is given, that is 7 Newton, and resultant is, if let us assume R is the resultant, that is 10 Newtons. So this resultant value R equal to 10 Newtons, and this resultant makes 30 degrees with F1, that is here in figure. So this R, it is passing through the intersecting of F1 and F2. So it makes 30 degrees with F1. Okay. F2. Okay, what is the condition? If we can increase F1 value, if F1 be increased by 4 newtons, while F2 is not unchanged. So determine the resultant of the new system. So let us assume here. So for first system, case 1, what about in case 1, F2 is 7, and F1, just assume F1, it acts along horizontally. Okay, and this is R equal to 10 newtons. So draw a parallelogram. The vertical component of this vertical component, that is resolve this R resultant force along horizontal and along vertical. So here in see in figure. So this is R, and this F1 horizontal component, vertical component equal to resultant vertical component, that is R sine 30. It must be equal to F2 sine alpha. So from that we will get sine alpha equal to R. What about R value? 10 into sine 30. It's a half by R 7. We'll get alpha. So from this find alpha value. So what about horizontal component of the resultant? Horizontal component is F of resultant, R cos 30. R cos 30 equal to, so this is the horizontal component. So this is F1 plus F2 cos alpha. Okay. So F1 plus F2 cos alpha equal to R cos 30. So here F1 equal to F1 is the unknown factor. So F1 equal to R cos 30, that is 10 into cos 30 value minus F2, it's a 7 cos alpha. So substitute the total values, the uncalculated values in this equation, find F1. So F1 will get 3.76, And in next case, in the case 2, you have to increase the F1 value by 4. That is, you have to add the 4 newtons to F1 value, calculated F1. That is fine. If F1 equal to 3.76 plus 4, so we'll get 7.76. F2 is constant, that is same 7 value. We have to find the resultant. So resultant R is equal to F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos alpha. So here F1 is the new value, that is F1 is the force component of the new force system. That is F1, how much it says, 7.76 square plus 7 square plus 2 into 7.76 into 7 cos, same alpha value. Substitute R value, will get 13.61. So like this you can find the resultant of the new system. Next, resultant, determination of resultant by resolution method. So see, question, find the magnitude and direction of the resultant of 3 forces acting at a point as shown in figure. So here, for more than 2 forces. Okay, by resultant method, here 3 forces are given. So P, Q and S. So what about P value? 170 newtons, it makes 60 degrees with horizontal positive x-axis, and second Q value, it makes 30 degrees with negative x-axis, and third force is 330 newtons, it acts vertically downwards. So resolution method means we have to resolve the each and every force along horizontal and vertical, and we have to calculate the algebraic sum of the all vertical components of the force system, and next algebraic sum of the all horizontal component of the force system have to find. So let us assume, so this is a given diagram and this is resolution, have to resolve like this. So horizontal, let us P, 3 forces are P, Q, R, S, and here PH and PV is the horizontal and vertical component of P, and similarly QH and QR is QV is the horizontal and vertical component of Q, and S, it is acting vertically downwards, its horizontal component is 0. So first resolve the forces, and while adding algebraic sum means we have to consider its directions of the forces also. So we have to assume some sign convention. So assume all rightward direction forces as positive, and leftward direction forces as negative, and upward direction forces as positive, and downward direction forces as negative. So resolve the forces horizontally. Sigma H. Sigma H means it is a algebraic sum of the horizontal components. Okay, so what is about the 3 forces? No, so first force, the first horizontal component of P is PH, that is P cos 60. It acts towards rightward direction, and its vertical components is P sin 60. It acts upward direction, and here P value is 170. So 170 cos 60, you have to consider it's a positive, and horizontal component of Q equal to Q cos 30. It acts towards left side direction. It means you have to subtract this. That is minus 200 cos 30. And third force horizontal component, it doesn't have horizontal component, so only 2 components. So calculate, and the value sigma H is equal to, after calculation we will get sigma H is equal to minus 88.2 newtons. So here minus, it indicates direction, that is leftward direction. So similarly, resolve the vertical components of all forces. That is, let us assume sigma V is the vertical components, that is algebraic sum of the vertical components. So vertical component of P plus vertical component of Q, okay, plus third force, three forces. Some we have to find the algebraic sum of the three forces. So here, first see here in figure, vertical component of P acts upward direction. No, this force we have to consider as positive, and vertical component of Q also acts upward direction. This is also positive, and S force acts downward direction. No, it means we have to subtract this minus S. So PV plus QV minus S. So PV equal to 170 sine 60 plus 200 sine 30 minus 330. So after simplifying, we'll get sigma V equal to minus 82.78 newtons. Here minus means this sigma algebraic components, it acts downward direction. So, and substitute this sigma H and sigma V in resultant formula. So what is magnitude of resultant? R equal to under root sigma H square by sigma V square. So that is under root 88.2 whole square plus 82.78 whole square. Finally, we will get, after simplifying, we will get 120.98 newtons. So the direct, that is resultant R equal to 120.96. So find the resultant direction of resultant, that is theta is equal to tan inverse sigma V by sigma H. So after we will get the value 43.11 degrees, and have to, you can say, shown in figure like this. Here sigma H and sigma V both are negative, means here this resultant comes in third quadrant. So, and it makes theta angle. So the resultant direction of the resultant in figure also. This is so like this we'll calculate the resultant and direction of the given force system. So next, find the resultant of the force system shown in figure. See here. Here, 4 forces are given. Okay. So more than 2 forces as shown in figure. So here first force F1, that is 30 newtons. It makes 45 degrees with horizontal positive x-axis, and no 20 newtons. It makes 80 degrees with vertical plus y axis, and 60 newtons. It makes 60 degrees with a negative x, and 40 newtons. It makes 30 degrees with positive x. So here also we have to resolve each and every force horizontally and vertically. So here 30, if you can resolve this 30, it's 30 horizontal component is 30 cos 45 towards rightward, and vertical component is 30 sin 45 upward direction, and 20 cos 80 towards upward direction, 20 sin 80 towards leftward direction. And next, if you can resolve this 60, its horizontal component is 60 cos 60 towards leftward direction, and 60 sin 60 towards downward direction. And fourth one is 40 cos 30 towards rightward direction, and 40 sin 30 towards leftward direction. So like this, first we have to resolve each and every force, and we have to show the directions also. So next, after that, resolve the forces and calculate algebraic sum. That is sigma H is equal to 30 cos 45 minus 20 cos 10 minus 60 cos 60 plus 40 cos 30. So calculate this value 6.15 newtons. Similarly, resolve the forces vertically and calculate sigma V equal to 30 sin 45 plus 20 sin 10 minus 60 sin 60 minus 40 sin 30. So calculate the value, we will get minus 47.278 newtons, and substitute this value in resultant. So R is equal to magnitude of the resultant. R is equal to under root sigma H square plus sigma V square. Okay, substitute the values, calculate. So finally, we'll get R is equal to 47.676 newtons. And direction also you can find here only resultant one calculated. Next, Next problem. It's important problem. Here, a particle is acted, that is subjected upon by forces equal to P, comma 2P, comma 3 root 3P and 4P. Here, forces, numerical forces are given in terms of P, that is variables, and the angle between the first and second and third and fourth are 60 degrees, 90 degrees and 150 degrees respectively. Find the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Okay, it's important problem. So here, first here, how many forces are acting here? 4 forces. So one is P, let us assume P, F1 is P, F2 is 2P, F3 is 3 root 3P and fourth force is 4P. So let us assume here. So angle, so let us assume P force along positive x-axis. Okay, direction of the P not given, we have to assume. So first let us assume P force, first force, so that is P, its quantity is P, act along horizontal. So its vertical, its vertical component is 0. Okay, and the angles, the angle between the first and the second, that is angle between P and 2P equal to 60 degrees, and angle between second and third, that is angle between 2P and 3 root 3P is how much? It's a 90 degrees, and third, and the angle third and fourth, so 3 root 3P and 4P, angle between these two forces is 150. So I have to first draw the diagram, space diagram, force system diagram. Next, after that, find the angle of each and every forces with horizontal. So here P, first force along horizontal, and second force 2P, it makes 60 degrees with horizontal positive x-axis, and third force 3 root 3, it makes 30 degrees with negative x-axis, and fourth force 4P, it makes 60 degrees with positive x-axis. So now split the forces, each and every forces along horizontal and along vertical. Okay, and calculate the algebraic sum of all forces. So here P, first force is P, it has only horizontal component, it doesn't have vertical components. And second force 2P, so its horizontal component is 2P cos 60 and its vertical component is 2P sin 60. And third force 3 root 3P, its horizontal component is 3 root 3P cos 30 and its vertical component is 3 root 3P sin 30. And fourth force 4P, so it makes 60 degrees with horizontal. No, its horizontal component is 4P cos 60 and 4P, vertical component is 4P sin 60. And same directions. So have to while calculating adding horizontal forces and vertical forces, have to consider signs directions also. So first find the resolve the forces horizontally and find the total algebraic sum of the horizontal forces. So sigma h is equal to P plus 2P cos 60 minus 3 root 3P cos 30 plus 4P cos 60. So substitute the values and we'll get the sigma h value in terms of P, that is we'll get minus 0.5P. Similarly, resolve the vertical components and add sigma V equal to first force vertical component 0. No? So only second force 2P sin 60 plus 3 root 3P sin 30 minus 4P sin 60. So we'll get 2 sigma V equal to, after simplifying, we'll get root 3 by 2P. So that must be equal to 0.866P. So resultant R equal to under root sigma h square plus sigma V square. Substitute sigma V, that is 0.866P whole square plus 0.5P whole square, will get the P value. So resultant R of the 4 forces equal to P itself. And if you can find the angle, so the resultant of the force system value is P, and let us assume it makes theta angle with the resultant makes with horizontal component. So theta equal to tan inverse sigma V by sigma P. So substitute sigma V and sigma P in this value, we'll get theta equal to 60 degrees. So this resultant P makes 60 degrees with the horizontal P line. So next, same important problems. We'll get essay problems from this resolution method. So determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant of coplanar force systems. So here, how many forces here? 4 forces given. That is 30 newtons, 20 newtons, 40 newtons, and 50 newtons. Here 30 newtons, it makes 30 degrees with positive x. 20 newtons, it makes 90 degrees with 30 newtons, and 40 newtons make 60 degrees with 50 newtons force. And the direction, see here. So this 50 newtons act vertically upward direction. So simplify this. So here, write the forces, free diagram forces. So 30 newtons, show the angles of the forces with horizontal plane. So this 30 newtons makes 30 degrees with x, 50 newtons, it acts vertically upward direction. This 40 newtons makes 30 degrees with minus x, and this 20 newtons makes 60 degrees with plus x. So similarly, same, resolve the forces along horizontal and along vertical, each and every force, and calculate the algebraic sum of the horizontal forces, and similarly calculate the algebraic sum of the vertical forces, and substitute these two forces in resultant formula. So here sigma h is equal to 30 cos 30 minus 40 cos 30 plus 20 cos 60. So after simplifying, we'll get sigma h is equal to 1.34 Newton. Similarly, sigma v equal to 30 sin 30 plus 50 minus 40 sin 30 minus 20 sin 60. We will get sigma v is equal to 27.68 Newton. So magnitude of the resultant force R is equal to under root sigma v square plus sigma h square. So that is under root 27.68 whole square plus 1.34 whole square. So we will get R value is equal to 27.7 Newtons. Okay. Next and last problem. Okay, after this we'll stop this. 3 forces acting at a point have a resultant of 100 newtons towards northeast. Okay, here in the directions given, and one of the forces is of 50 newtons towards the east, and the next force acts towards 30 degrees north of west and has a magnitude of 40 newtons. Determine the third force in magnitude and direction. Okay, here how many forces? Only 3 forces acting. So here in out of 3 forces, resultant of the 3 forces is 100 newtons. It acts, this resultant force acts towards northeast. See here, northeast. It means towards northeast, which it means it acts at an angle of 45 degrees with horizontal x. And one of the force of 50 newtons, it makes towards east. So towards east, how much it's a 50 newtons. It means this 50 newtons along horizontal, along towards east means along plus x. Okay, and the next force at 30 degrees, 30 degrees north of east, north of east. Okay, how much it's a 40 newtons. So this 40 newtons acts towards north of east. So it means it makes angle 30 degrees with minus x axis. So this is the thing, and we have to determine the third force magnitude and direction. Okay, here in this resultant value is given, and we have to find the one of the component of the force system. So similarly, just assume F is the third force which makes some theta angle with plus x axis. Okay, and we can resolve this F1 also along horizontal and along vertical. So and F1 it makes theta angle it with north of east. Okay, so resolve the all the forces, horizontal forces. So F and equate this horizontal component of the resultant. Okay, so here F1 it's a 50 along X, it's a plus F1. Next horizontal component of F2 equal to F2 cos 45 F2 it's a her F2 value is 40 newtons. So F2 equal to horizontal component of F2 equal to 40 cos 30. It acts towards leftward direction. So you have to take minus F2 cos 30 and plus Fx. So simplify this, you will get Fx value. Similarly, vertical component of the resultant equal to all algebraic sum of vertical components of the three forces. So substitute this value r cos 45 equal to vertical component of first force is 0 because it acts along horizontal plane itself, horizontal x-axis. That is next F2 cos 50 cos 30 plus Fy. So from that find Fy is equal to 50.7 newtons. So magnitude of the third force F3 equal to under root Fx square plus Fy square. That is, you'll get F3 value is 75.05 and theta is equal to tan inverse Fy by Fx. We'll get result angle also. Okay. So now we'll stop here. So like this, we'll determine the resultant by resolution method. So the main formula for calculating resultant of the force system by the resolution method is R is equal to under root sigma h square plus sigma y square. So where sigma h is the algebraic sum of the all horizontal components of the force system and sigma v is the algebraic sum of the all components of the force system. Okay, while calculating, while adding forces, we have to consider sign conventions also. That is, we have to assume all rightward direction forces as positive, leftward direction forces as negative, upward direction forces as positive, downward direction forces as negative. Okay, we will stop here. Thank you.